What's going on?
Have you met my yoga instructor?
Namaste. Awesome.
He was just helping me with breathing.
It's all good. All good. I don't know why you think that you could help me when you couldn't get by yourself. And I don't know who would ever want to tell the seam of someone's dream. Baby, it's fine. You said that we should just be friends while I came up with that line. And I'm sure that it's for the best. If you ever change your mind, don't hold your breath. 'Cause you may not believe that, baby, I'm relieved when you said goodbye. My whole world shined. Hey, 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 it's a beautiful day and I can't stop myself from smiling. If we're drinking, then I'm buying, and I know there's no denying. It's a beautiful day, the sun is up, the music's playing, and even if it started raining, you won't hear this boy complaining. 'Cause I'm glad that you're the one who got away. It's a beautiful day. It's my turn to fly, so girls get in line, 'cause I'm easy, no playing this guy like a fool. Now I'm alright. You might have had me caged before, but not tonight. And you may not believe that, baby, I'm relieved. This fire inside, it burns too bright. I don't want to say so long, I just want to say goodbye. It's a beautiful day and I can't stop myself from smiling. If I'm drinking, then I'm buying, and I know there's no denying that it's a beautiful day. The sun is up and the music's playing, and even if it started raining, you won't hear this boy complaining. 'Cause I'm glad that you're the one who got away. 'Cause if you ever think I'll take up my time with thinking of our breakup, then you've got another thing coming your way. 'Cause it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Oh, baby, any day that you're gone away. It's a beautiful day.
Hello, welcome to the Owl Satire Show. With me in the studio is Chloe Knight, Hannah Mendelsohn, and Adirana. Said it right. And I'm Miles.
But you should already know that if you've been listening.
Oh yeah, of course. So today, thank you for the music choice, Adia.
Yeah, that was It's a Beautiful Day by Michael Bublé, and I decided to choose that because look outside, it's a beautiful day. And also, if you did spend Valentine's Day alone, you've got a little bit of positivity to start your week, or start the second day of your week.
And you've just been reminded that you were alone on Valentine's Day.
But it's okay. But it's okay is the important thing.
Okay, so we'll start with a feel-good story. In fact, most of the stories this week are feel-good. This is about Chief Joseph Medicine Crow, who turned 100, and he's a World War II veteran. He completed all 4 of the tasks required to become a Crow War Chief. And those tasks are, for those of you who want to become Crow War Chiefs, leading a scout behind enemy lines, stealing an enemy's horse, disarming an enemy, and touching an enemy without killing him. So
Does
yeah,
that literally mean just reaching out and just touching?
I guess so.
And is a crow war chief like something he made up? Or
No,
is
no.
like his task?
Can you tell us about his tribe or
His tribe.
Is that what
um,
Where's he from?
I wonder what he wears. Do you think he looks like a
is he
crow?
from is he from somewhere in the US?
Should we give
yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh,
Google
yeah,
it.
these people like.
I know, just you didn't say.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he's
What's
from the
the
US.
context?
In case. Yes, he is.
Oh, is that him? That guy there?
Yeah. He's wearing like a cowboy hat.
Oh, he does look pretty old. Well done.
He does look 100.
They're not lying.
He's he's of the Crow people, and he said that his grandfather trained him to be a warrior, and that the Crow people are renowned for being warlike, so they're a militaristic people. He got the Presidential Medal of Freedom as well in 2009, which is pretty cool. So this guy is basically like an archetypal badass, pretty much.
Oh, this is a feel-good story.
Is it? Well, it's nice to know.
Yeah, because
Like,
he like fights crime and
I don't think he fights crime.
well, he fights something in the war.
it's pretty
I think
cool.
He fights something in the war.
I'm trying my best, okay? None of the attitude.
No attitude. Well, that's cool. Thank you for telling us.
No worries. It's pretty. I thought it was pretty cool. I'd really like to meet the guy.
This is
I'd like to ask
very
him about all
cheerful.
four.
The next one.
Oh,
If you've chosen that one.
I hadn't chosen it as the next one. We can do. Maybe it's we'll try. We'll slip it in between two things
Okay.
that are feel
Happy
good.
thing, sad thing.
Okay, so this one is about. So there was a shooting in the US of three Muslim students in North Carolina, and it was in a car park. And basically, people are thinking ISIS, Charlie Hebdo, and to look at the guy, you'd be like, he looks like the kind of guy who'd be racist.
He's pretty nice.
Which I suppose is the same kind of thinking as racists would do. But yeah, he basically.
What's his name? Do we know? Stephen Hicks.
Craig Stephen Hicks.
46.
So yeah,
And there's no idea what would have motivated it really.
yeah. At the minute, they don't know. I think they're still carrying out an investigation to determine the intention of it. But it's weird because, like, in most murders, it's like, well, if you know the guy did it, it's kind of like case closed.
Yeah, he did it. Doesn't matter what the motives are, particularly.
Yeah.
He did it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's. I think it's an interesting twist on a murder investigation that and they are literally opening like an inquiry. They're specifically investigating his motives.
But I suppose given the current climate, it's hardly surprising that the shooting of three Muslims would be
Yeah,
looked into.
and I think it's probably
Quite a sensitive topic.
yeah, it's the kind of thing that needs scrutiny as well. I think. Yeah, because if it is religiously motivated and we've got a guest.
Hey, I'm just literally grabbing this.
No worries.
Are you on the air right now?
Yeah,
Say
hello.
So, hi guys,
What's
listen
your
to my
name?
show tonight. My
What's your
name's Sam.
Hey Sam.
I'm pre-recording an interview right now, so that'll go live later today.
No wicked.
So there you go. Have fun anyway. Have a
Cheers.
good. Bye bye.
Bye.
Sorry for interrupting.
No worries.
Oh, he was northern. Everybody watch his show. He must be great.
Yeah. So, yeah. What were we saying? Basically, yeah. I think it's good that they're investigating the motives and stuff because, like, if America has a problem with race, well, then they need to know, don't they?
Even if they might not.
Yeah, exactly.
Where did this happen?
North Carolina, which isn't one of the usual suspects
Yeah.
or one of the main usual suspects. I suppose it is a little bit. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, maybe. When I think America and race problems, I think Mississippi, Alabama. Those are the two. Maybe Texas as well.
Texas, yeah.
That's what I think. Not North Carolina. Maybe it's. I don't know. This is going to offend all the North Carolinians,
I know.
but it feels less relevant. I said
Less
it.
relevant.
I said it. It feels less relevant.
And Miles knows everything, so nobody question.
Yeah, I guess now I said it. It's true. So.
Less relevant than Alabama.
And I can confirm that there are officially more presenters than there are listeners.
No! Oh, that's so sad. But you know, so it's good you said that, because I have to apologise if my flatmate is listening, Alex Moosey, for not acknowledging your...
Chances are it's not. On the basis
You
of
never
these
know.
figures.
You never know. They have listened every week. But yeah, thank you for listening last week, and I'm really sorry I didn't know you were there. You are a very valued
Well, no,
listener.
we can't shout out to all our listeners every week out here. That would take too much time.
And also, they'll get immune.
Huh?
They'll get immune to it. It'll stop being a big deal. So we officially rescind the shout out.
It was awkward when I got back. There was definite like, you didn't mention me on the radio.
Yeah. The next, so we promised to feel good after coverage of race and murder and all these kind of things. So we're going to talk about Pornhub and their charitable activities, and specifically, so they did a campaign in 2012 called Save the Boobs, where for every 30 videos viewed in the big tit or small tit category, the website offered to donate a penny, and to the Susan G. Komen Foundation, and they basically rejected it. So what Pornhub did is they took the amount that they had raised, which is $24,716, which tells you how much traffic that they get, given that it was a penny for every 30 videos, and they raised $25,000. And so what they did was they tripled it.
Was that 74 billion?
That's
74 million.
That's 74 million views were amassed. Yeah. So, and that is that's in a month, in 2 categories,
Wow.
and I don't know, but I've heard they have more. So, yeah, they tripled the amount to 75 grand, and then just gave it out to other charities instead. So the question that raises that I pose to you is, should a charity reject money depending on its source? And also, just specifically, if the source is Pornhub, do you say no?
I say no.
Well, it's
You'd say no, would you?
It's probably
As in, I
difficult.
don't think they should reject.
You don't
Oh.
think they should, but what if it's like dirty money? I'm not saying that the money from Pornhub is, but I think charities should know where the money's coming from.
Well, I don't know. It depends what we're talking about. I'm not saying you should kill people to get money, but porn is fine, is what I think.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
can understand why it would be hard for a charity to, if they've been wrong,
Feel
wrongly
affiliated
associated
with- yeah.
it, yeah, but at the same time. it's
Oh my
quite
God,
a
that's
lot
so
of money.
funny.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Pornhub offered to plant a single tree for every 100 videos viewed in the site's big dick category.
Oh, it's called Pornhub Gives America Wood.
I wonder how they categorize these as well, how they say something is a big dick category, small dick category. What's the cutoff?
Well, that's a whole other discussion.
I think the problem with that is it's user defined,
Yeah.
isn't it? Kind of YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's not. I don't know. But I guess if you upload a video, you've got to tag it as something, don't you? So it's
Yeah.
kind of
It depends
big
how
is
official
the
the
eye of
website is.
the
How,
beholder.
have you been on
On what?
Pornhub?
No. No, never.
Well, I just wanted to know in case you had. Maybe.
Absolutely not. I categorically deny.
I just wanted to know how official it was. Do they have categories? Can you search things?
Ooh, I suppose that. I guess they do. I would guess they have categories. I guess they're in the sidebar. Yeah, well, I think it's.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It depends also what the charity represents. If it's not just cancer but women's rights, taking money from a porn site is not necessarily gonna
Doesn't really go hand in
please
hand.
a lot of people.
Okay,
So I
so.
think it's very dependent on a case-by-case basis.
So let you pick a charity. Think of a cause that you'd like to solve. That could be your charity, hypothetically, for this experiment.
Marie Curie.
Marie Curie.
Yeah.
Okay. I come up to you and I say, I'll give you £50 million, but I'm the head of the Taliban.
Definitely not.
I really like hand you in. Are you?
I mean, it's
Exactly.
something else you have to do or something. $50 million.
Just want,
no
like,
strings attached.
A bit of press. Get the brand awareness. And also, like, as head of the Taliban, you're always having to deal with, like, negative PR. And so this is a way of making the brand friendly to other people.
Yeah.
Is the
And
head
familiar.
Rebranding.
Is the
Yeah.
head of the Taliban not a criminal?
I think they're like a quasi-political, religious
Really?
movement.
So, like, he's allowed to walk around and everyone's like, fine.
I guess he's not, though. I don't think so, because, like,
Specifically about the leader, yeah.
presumably he lives somewhere in, like, Pakistan, and that is, like, riddled with drones, and
I
people
think he
are,
does
there's a
it.
constant manhunt for him, I would have
From
thought.
all I know. Yeah.
But he has spoken to you personally.
No.
Well, I have, as
You
head of the
totally
Taliban.
would not be able to. That would be awful press for the charity.
Oh,
And
I
they'd be
thought
like, but we're
I
doing
thought
such
you
good
were
work.
Shrek. I thought you were asking me, like, he's spoken to you personally. I was like, what? No. Like, I forgot
No,
this is
no.
hypothetical.
Yeah. Oh, wow, you really invested in...
It's too unlikely.
I'm
for
really
us to give
into
a
the
proper,
situation.
response to.
And then they could, like, if it was like a cancer charity, they'd like open a new ward, and they'd have to call it like the Taliban ward. Like, I don't know who the head is. Is it like Al Zakawi or something
I
like?
don't know.
But to
And
be
they treat
honest,
loads of. But
if
they
he-
could do a good deal. They
Yeah, I
could
was just
seriously
gonna
do.
say.
Yeah.
If, like, as long as you don't have to call it the Taliban ward.
I don't know. I would say no, because I think that
Because
it's
Hannah
just
has
like,
principles,
yeah.
whereas we're just going to take the money.
Okay, Hannah. Well, in that case,
You're
so
responsible for the deaths.
yeah, exactly. I was going to say,
Everyone
right. So Hannah, you're head of the charity that denied
Oh,
£50 million. I'm a guy with cancer, and you come in. I say, oh, where's the new life-saving equipment that we need? Where is it?
Well, I like to think that, you know, if it's like the Marie Curie Foundation, there are a lot of other like fundraising things going on. But also, you know, you just can't take money from criminals.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. I'll sit here and wait
But
for my,
what's the
for my
difference
death.
between, like, why should we...
Okay, that's fine.
That's how the conversation will play out with you.
Really.
We're thinking big picture
Yeah.
here. You just sit tight. There's other people to think about.
Can I make a point?
Go on.
No.
I want to make a point.
Cut her mic.
Why is it any worse to take money from a criminal than a normal person? Like, it's not really, I don't know,
Because it's corrupt. They got the money
Yeah, it's
through
really
like
got
corrupt means, exploiting other people.
And now you're
therefore-
legitimising it by making it charity money.
Well, not really. You're just like
No,
accepting.
It's kind of, it's clean, it's laundering it. It's making it, it's putting it, it's, so they've
It
made
would be-
it.
It's like blood diamonds. You know, you don't want to like have something on your hands that's been got through like a really corrupt system. So it'd be dirty. That's how I would view it if I were working for a charity and the head of the Taliban came to me with.
I just think that, especially if it's 50 minutes. So you're saying that no matter the money variable, like the amount of money as a variable, and no like if an organisation is by your standard, and would it be your standard you judge it by? It is inadmissible. Like no matter how much money it's putting forward, if the organisation is in your eyes generating this money through nefarious means, it is inadmissible. You wouldn't take it.
I think as a charity, you're supposed to be like principled organisations and doing. And I think
Technically.
it's just like exploiting. Yeah, technically, but like on a theoretical. This is all very hypothetical.
Encouraging, you think that
I
to
think
take
that-
money away from them
You
is to...
just want us to say, yes, I would take money from the Taliban, and that'll be
All
and then
I'm
that's the
doing-
conversation will be.
Basically, you can't have an opinion. You have to go with Miles.
Look,
It would be
je
more
tente
PR.
le diable. I'm just
Is that
playing...
devil's advocate?
If
Yeah.
the charity like accepted money from the Taliban, it would be torn apart by the media, and then that charity would be destroyed, and therefore it would like probably stop the work that they were doing. So I just don't think it'd be worth it all round.
You think that you think that it would be such bad press?
Yeah.
What if but if you were... So if,
Journalists would be like, oh, it's so corrupt, taking money from terrorists.
how is it corrupt to take money from terrorists?
Because it's just like double standards.
To do
If
good
we're
work,
condemning
to
the
do good
terrorism,
work.
We shouldn't be like encouraging it in
No,
any
because
form.
like really, it's kind of making the terrorists worse off because you're
Yeah.
taking their money.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if they're
Can
offering
I
us
say this is really stupid and it's not going to happen?
Chloe, this is not stupid.
Well, it's not that far... Well, it is very far off from Pornhub, but...
Yeah.
This is not stupid, and this will definitely happen tomorrow.
Well, I mean,
That
that's
charity
where
you
their
run.
target's
Yeah.
going.
Marie Curie, like I said. I hope like no, I don't want to marry Curie. I don't think I'm allowed to say that.
I think... Let's move on anyway.
Let's move
So
on,
we've
yeah.
accepted that Hannah would let millions
Die.
Yes.
die. Yeah, just so our listeners know that. Yeah, I think it also raises questions about... also raises questions about porn, and is it a legitimate thing, and is using charities and like having an image through charities like a means of legitimizing yourself. Is that like is it fair game for porn sites to do that?
Yeah, porn's fine.
Not a lot.
Where's the listener?
It's there.
And we only have one.
Dropped.
What?
Okay, because when we record it, then people will hear all this.
Yeah.
Do you have your
Yeah.
memory stick with
Yeah.
it so we can get it? Cool.
Yeah, it's okay.
This is thrilling for the one listener.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you get special attention. Identify yourself, and we'll
Yeah,
tailor
who
it
are
to
you,
you.
listener?
Oh no, we doubled. We're
Oh.
up to 2 again. But yeah, so is Pornhub? Would you say that if this is an attempt to make it a legitimate organisation in like the public eye, is this working? Is this the right way to go about
You
it?
may say that it's not a legitimate organisation, but then you look at how many millions and millions of views all these videos get,
Yeah.
and so like no one's going to
Oh,
I
it's-
think
like
it's
admit
obviously
it, but
a
everyone
legitimate organisation,
Yeah.
whether or not you agree with.
Yeah.
Well, by legitimate organisation, I just mean that it can have, because up till very recently, porn sites don't have like public exposure, don't have like an image at all, because they're basically underground. Like people who want to use them just go and do it, just go to the sites. But there's no billboards. There's no like these guys have got a bus, like the boob bus that goes around. No, again for like charitable reasons to like give people like breast exams for cancer and stuff. Which is like a
what are
good
you
thing.
saying, like it should be on buses.
No, I just think it's interesting that like porn is like so young as a thing, and now it's beginning to have like a public.
You could
I think there's a
Consciousness.
limit of that though, because like, do you not think it's a bit because of the, well, obviously on porn sites isn't there an age restriction? Is there? I don't know.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
and it's. I mean, the hoops you have to go through to watch porn on the internet. It's.
Not that you know.
I just think it's like one thing to have it maybe out there for people to access, but then also if you have it like where kids are walking around, obviously I don't think it's that appropriate. Like,
But I do
Fine.
think that potentially doing like charity stuff to raise money, like especially with cancer, raising awareness, if they've got that many viewers, can only be helpful. Like it's quite a clever
Yeah.
way of accessing people.
yeah.
Even if
definitely.
you'd have thought a large majority of their viewers don't have boobs. And I think that their awareness of boobs will be heightened, if anything, anyway. Yeah, so, well, that's I guess that's feel good. Is there anything more that anyone would like to say on the Pornhub issue?
No, I think we've had.
Yeah, I think we're okay.
Oh well, we can move on to the actual charity because this is something interesting. So this Susan G. Komen Foundation gets $400 million annually, and it only spends 15% of that on cancer research, and spends apparently, this is alleged, it spends the rest of the money suing other breast cancers for use of their
breast cancer
charities. Charities. Sorry, for the use of the word cure and pink ribbons. So they're the things that they.
Such a waste of money.
I mean,
I don't know why. Adi, can you should we Google
Google what?
which charities they've been suing? So we
Google it.
up to the minute.
While you're doing that, that does kind of relate to one of the other links that you sent me, which is 9 out of 10 big pharmaceutical companies spend more on marketing than on research and development. And then you have as examples like Johnson & Johnson, and then loads that I haven't heard of, like Lilly. Roche.
I think these are all. I think some of these are because this will be like a US thing, so they're going to be.
SmithKline is quite.
Oh
big
yeah.
on
So
it.
Roche is the only one that spends more on R&D than sales and marketing. And the thing I found interesting about that, there's a video of Steve Jobs talking in sort of like, it looks like an early, like sort of mid-90s maybe, or early 2000s. He's basically saying that the way a lot of companies die is they start off with a really great product, then they hire marketing people to market that product, and then slowly the marketing and the branding division becomes as the company increases in size, this branch of it, the marketing branch, becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until it exceeds the R&D and the product development side of it. And at that point, like, a business is not dead but has lost its soul or lost its way to an extent. And it's interesting because a lot of people would say that about the current Apple. Like, people are saying that their products have declined in performance and ingenuity since Steve Jobs died, and they spend too much on marketing. And I just think it's like an
They
interesting.
still make incredible amounts of profit, though.
Haven't they got
Yeah,
something
that's
like
what I
$1
was
trillion
thinking, so,
of
like,
assets?
If it's such a huge company, then I don't know. It depends on what you're looking at more, really. Like, yeah, they do spend a lot, but also if they're doing okay, then is it really an issue?
I think with pharmaceuticals it's an issue because they should be looking for new cures rather than marketing their products that they already have.
Yeah, Johnson & Johnson spends a ridiculous amount, 17.5 billion on sales and marketing.
Yeah. Also, I think it just depends on how much. Like, maybe I don't know. I just think there's a lack of information. Like, I don't know, but I just think, how do we know that maybe that is enough to be doing like enough research? Like, we don't know how expensive. Like, maybe marketing just is a lot more expensive to do, like, effectively. I don't know enough about how expensive research is.
But then
Ravi, just
Oh.
when are you on now? You should be listening. Now, listen is what I'm sending him.
Yeah, so it's basically not good that they spend all this money,
So
and
the money that they spend marketing they just want to sell as many drugs as possible, right? So they're not. It's not like billions in actually helping people just start selling.
And it's also like branded products are exactly the same as non-branded products when it comes to pharmaceuticals. And
that's
so
true.
like the money that they spend on marketing is just to sell their product rather than to promote a good new medicine. It's not. There's a difference.
Also, I think I'm biased because I want to go into marketing, and the more money for marketing, the better. Bring it on. Also, Ravi says he is listening. He's half our audience, and we should respect him. So
I have shown Ravi no
we
disrespect.
love you.
I think it's you. I think Adia, if you're sabotaging our reputation with our audience by disrespecting them in that way, well, Ravi, we apologise wholeheartedly, and there will be words both during and after the show with Adia.
Well, during already. God, I'm being made to feel really tiny right now.
Can I just play this Family Guy clip about Johnson & Johnson, seeing as we're on the subject?
We'll put no more tears on the label.
But it does make you cry.
I know.
Did you? It didn't come
I have no idea.
Basically, they say. Basically, one Johnson goes to the other Johnson. Johnson, why have you put no more tears on the bottle when it does make you cry? And he goes, I know. But yeah, I thought that needed to be played for some reason.
This is really stupid. So Johnson & Johnson shampoo, have you guys ever used it?
Of course.
Yeah.
I think it makes you cry more than like normal shampoo.
That was the whole point of the joke.
Okay. But then why do they do that? Because it's meant to be for kids.
Who knows?
Well, I mean, the implication of that sketch was that they're just evil.
Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, it is. I remember so many bath times, like, crying and trying to make it better, and it's just, it hurt. I know.
We've hit a nerve. We've struck on a personal issue.
I think you kind of made me emotional with my telling off, and now it just everything feels worse.
It's
now.
all flooding out.
Yeah. And sometimes it's just really hard to carry on when the shampoo gets in your eye.
It's not such a beautiful day anymore.
Yeah, we'll like.
Next
we'll play
song,
like,
it's
what's
a
that?
shit day. Should we play a song?
Do you want to play? What would you like to play?
Well, should we have any requests? Actually, yeah, maybe like if somebody wants to request a song, and then we'll like we'll give you 5 minutes to do that. If not, we'll just play a song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ravi, what do you want to hear?
Somebody
Or
said,
the mysterious
"I'm
other
listening."
listener.
Who's I'm? Reveal
Yeah.
your identity. Do you think that's Ravi?
Maybe.
Oh wait, there's still two.
Yeah, there's still two. So all right. And you know what? I think we get quite a few views on the shows when we upload them
Really?
afterwards on YouTube. I think we've got something like,
Is
probably
that
like
Adia's
50 or
mum?
something like that. Yeah, it's Adia's mum saying,
My
"Don't
mum-
express opinions. Don't weigh in on the Fox versus Paris scandal."
She actually mentioned that when I went home. Actually, she was like, "Just make sure you be careful about what you say. You never know who could be listening." It's like I know exactly who's listening every week.
Yeah, to a person, to an individual, you know who's listening. Yeah. Oh, well, let's quickly go back. We did find an article, and there are actually like quite a few if you Google it, about the Susan G. Komen Foundation. And yeah, they've identified and filed legal trademarks for loads of different things: kites for a cure, par for the cure, surfing for a cure, and cupcakes for a cure. So it's like, so they've
that they own the For a Cure.
Did they win these cases, or
I think that the other charities are so small that they can't even
compete?
Yeah, so what is it? They patrol the waters for other charities and events around the country that use any variation of "For the Cure" in their names, which is like really weird and anti.
Well, it just undermines what they should be doing.
Yeah.
I think if Susan G. Komen Foundation donated money to Pornhub, they'd have moral grounds to reject the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you'd get a terrorist organisation.
Yeah, exactly.
Corrupt already.
Yeah, but I just think that's almost surreal how ridiculous that is. Like, you almost couldn't make that up. Should we have a feel good?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the fish?
Oh yeah, the fish.
I don't know if that's feel good, but it's like.
This way will make you.
Not feel bad.
It's not
Yeah.
feel bad. So basically, there's this fish, and it causes hallucinations, and it is found in British waters. And I think there's,
Oh
like,
really?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
and so it's served as it's served as something you would actually like eat.
What's
So
the fish called for the listeners? That
Salema porgy, if you want to look it up. And basically, I heard one anecdote
Species of
that like,
green,
yeah,
for those of you who have
Yeah, and if you guys are looking out for it, it has, what does it say, like a stripe,
golden stripe.
golden stripes. So
we'll put it up on
yeah,
the Facebook page. Maybe we could have like a big, you know how like they have like a red circle with a line through it, so that you know don't
Don't go near
eat
that.
this fish.
unless you want hallucinations, then go for it.
Well, apparently it was consumed as a recreational drug during the time of the Roman Empire. So the Romans
Old school.
used it.
Old school.
But I think the story that I heard that led me to it was two guys were in a restaurant and they ate it and then they had like these really vivid hallucinations for about 36 hours. They're really strong. Yeah, apparently it was a bit crazy.
Do you reckon it's the
Quite
same?
scary if you didn't
Do you
know.
think like the effect is the same when you cook it, or do they eat it raw?
I don't know what you do with it, to be honest.
We'll have to like experiment.
We should definitely... Yeah, exactly. Do you think Rare FM would fund a trip to the Mediterranean to eat this?
I
Oh,
don't know.
definitely.
We could ask.
We could
We
ask,
should
but-
go on a trip anyway. A
Fund our
trip
holiday.
sounds.
Anything to get out of the house.
Yeah.
Psychedelic fish. Yeah, I think it'd be quite cool, but also pretty crazy. Well, that's weird. But it just goes to also the fact that the Romans used it. It just goes to show that like trying to alter your consciousness is like is just a human thing. Like everyone.
Also, the
Is up for
Romans
it.
knew what they were doing, so maybe they're on something. Like we have Roman numerals to thank.
Did the Romans know what they were doing when they
No,
were
they did.
routed by barbarians in the 3rd century, 4th century?
The
AD?
Romans, in general, knew what they were doing. They gave us really straight roads. I remember that from school. And tomatoes.
And
Because I remember I
numerals,
drew
as
a
you said.
tomato with my smelly gel pens.
Smelly gel pens.
They were so
Takes you
good. What was your favourite flavour?
I can't remember.
I have to say that they
Cherry.
were mostly quite disappointing.
No way, I was never disappointed.
There were
No,
a few
me
of them,
either.
but like, and also like they wouldn't last for long.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah,
but that's
that's
because
true.
you use them so much. The
Yeah,
thing
that's
that
true.
the thing that really wound me up is like when, because they're like a specific thing, and it's like one of those things you ask, like, because you don't have any money as like a kid, so you say, "Oh, Mum, can you buy me one of these smelly pens?" And they buy you one, and it's not until you get home that you realise they've just bought you a normal pen.
Oh, that's
That's
sad.
sad. Yeah.
The most disappointing was the popcorn one because it was white. So
And you couldn't
and it
see
didn't, so you couldn't see it at all. and it
Unless
was
you
really
use black
disappointing.
paper.
Yeah. Generally.
As so many
black
people do.
paper
Are
lying around.
you kidding?
Yeah.
Black
Arts
paper?
and crafts.
Miles, that's so racist against paper.
Black paper.
Yeah.
I just never used it for any reason.
Have you no, I guess, I don't know. I use it for making cards. We used black paper for Hannah's present the other day.
They did.
We did.
We did. We can
So
show
there. I don't know what we're arguing here. Black paper is a thing.
And
Yeah.
it does have some uses.
Oh well.
Next time you make a nice collage.
Well, blow me down. I had no idea that you could use it for that. So, okay, cool. Should we talk about weed?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, basically, we've already talked about how there's like an ongoing... It's not even an experiment because it is actually just happening, but it kind of is being used as like an experiment for legalizing weed in general
Yes.
in Colorado. And it's also legal in Washington,
Yeah.
but there's no figures coming out from there. Like everything seems to be about Colorado that we've been
Is it in
hearing.
America? Is it legal in more states or illegal in more states?
It's
in
illegal.
more states.
It depends though. It's legal as a medicinal thing in like 35, I think. So in the majority of states, it's legal as medicine.
Yeah.
But in an overwhelming majority of states, it's illegal recreationally. But I think there's increasingly like more. It's definitely in the pipeline of like a few states. I think Nevada's one of them, and there's like there's definitely a few more. So probably within 5 years, there'll probably be like at least 5 or 6 more states that it's legal recreationally in. And at the minute, like people seeing these figures coming out of Colorado must be like, well, let's get this passed as quickly as we can.
Yeah.
And one of the debates, like on Bill Maher, is like which side of the political spectrum is going to take, politically capitalise on the legalisation of weed, because you'd have thought it's a liberal issue, which would lend itself towards the Democrats, but it's also like an economic and fiscal issue, so that would lend itself to the Republicans, who are like all about, and also there's like a libertarian element to the Republicans as well, of sort of like, get the government out of my whatever shower, and so so there's that element to it as well. And at the minute, like, neither political party's really gone for it and said this is our issue, but it's absolutely there for the taking.
Maybe in the run-up to the election, one of them will claim it.
It is the run-up, so we'll see, won't we, if it is.
It's not. Maybe it's just not clear how many people would support further legalisation.
But
I
I
would
read
not commit either way. 'Cause it's just,
I think in approval polls, it's basically there. Like, I remember when they were talking about legalising gay marriage, and basically all the politicians are like, I need to muse and think about this myself. I haven't come down on one side or the other, which is just ridiculous.
How long ago was that? Like
When I think that process was like only a year or two ago, maybe 3 years ago, when it was talked about being like legalised.
There have been a few articles out recently about how Barack Obama denied or said that he was against gay marriage on a few occasions, and then obviously got into office and legalised it.
Yeah.
So it's like very political.
Yeah, as with all these like politicians, it's just about. But the interesting thing is, like, basically this is a subject that's really highly polled, like really strictly polled. So they're constantly asking about this issue. Anyway, so it was like creeping up. It was like in the high 40s, and that's when more and more politicians go, I don't know. I need to have a personal evolution on this subject and think about it. And then like pretty much the second it went from like 49 to 50 to 51%, like, think are in favour, all the politicians start gradually going, actually, you know what, I think there's something to this idea. And it's just interesting, like, and the correlation with the polls was so close, like the reflection of like the public will for this to happen and the number of politicians coming out in favour of it, like the relationship's pretty much directly proportional.
Yeah.
And I think it will be the same with this. As soon as like it becomes overwhelmingly popular, it will get the go ahead. It's very rare that politicians don't.
But I think gay marriage and legalising cannabis they're two different issues. Like,
Yeah.
I know you can compare them in that people are more in favour of both of them. But one's basically about like human rights.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. I mean, they don't always. It doesn't. There are times when politicians will just go completely against like public opinion. Like the most recent famous one that I can think of was when 90% of the US population came out in favour of stricter gun laws. It was like literally 90%.
Yeah.
And Republicans just absolutely crashed a bill that was going to restrict like the number of rounds that you can have in a gun, and like
That's financial though, it's because of the gun lobby.
yeah, it is. But I mean, it is proof that that public opinion doesn't decide everything, because it was literally as overwhelming as like 90%. I think it was for stricter background checks or something like that.
Yeah.
So basically, like, a crazy person can't just walk into a shop with a criminal history and say, "I'd like a gun, please," and then not have their history checked out. And it was basically to prevent that.
Are you guys in favour of legalising it or?
Oh, definitely. What? Weed?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of close.
Yeah.
Would you like to express an opinion, Adia?
Oh.
This one might actually get you in trouble, depending on what your mum
With who?
thinks. With your mum.
With my mum, right? I thought you meant with you guys. I was like,
No.
Am I gonna have to like hide under the table? I don't know. I do think that like I still think that it is a drug that's bad for you and like I know that I think it should be like I think the whole being legalized for medical use is a good way to go, because you know I do understand that there are benefits from it, but I do think also if it is legalized, then people take it so often anyway that like I don't know, do you really want to be advocating like drug abuse? I do think
You're right.
do
I
that.
think in that case, then we should probably outlaw alcohol and tobacco.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all bad. Everyone should be good. You're all really naughty. No, alcohol's fine. That's okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, we haven't even talked about the stats here, but basically, so for purely recreational use, the sale of marijuana for that has racked up $313 million in a year, and $386 million of medical marijuana has been sold, which is really weird.
It's basically half and half, isn't it? Like you can see from the colours, there's basically for recreational medicine.
It's surprising that many people need for medical reasons.
Yeah, I don't know what
I
that.
think that they don't all need it for medical reasons.
How are they selling? Like in Colorado, they're selling more medicinal marijuana than they are recreational, which is really weird. Like you wouldn't have thought there's more people. If you said to me, there's more people who need it for a condition than there are stoners, I'd be like, you must be kidding
Maybe
me.
it's a psychological thing whereby people think that the medicinal marijuana is better than the recreational marijuana.
Can you just buy? Like, do you have to have a prescription or be recommended from a doctor in order to be able to buy medical marijuana?
As far as I'm aware, you need a prescription, and this was the thing that was happening before, because it was obviously legal for medicinal purposes before it was legal for recreational purposes. So people would go to their doctor and say, "Oh, I've got a terrible..." Like you just have to Google what would require you to be prescribed it. You go to your doctor, it's like, "I've got a terrible back," and the doctor just winks and goes, "Oh, well then, I've got just the thing."
Yeah.
And so like that's how it would be done. I also think maybe there's an element of sort of middle class people. You know, someone imagine going around to a guy's house and he's got a middle class name like David, and he's like, "David, is that recreational marijuana?" Like, no, far from it. This is medicinal. It's good for me. So
I think a lot of people wouldn't want to be walking into. Where do they sell? Actually, what are the places where they sell recreational? I was just
cafes,
that it's like
shops.
Amsterdam.
Yeah, I think it generally is. Yeah.
People just like, do you just generally know someone who knows someone type thing?
No, because that's how it works in
It's
England,
how it
where
works
it's
for
not
businesses
legal.
Yeah.
in
Okay,
Colorado.
I forgot we were talking about America.
I love how it's a nice touch on this graph that all the things are green.
But I read something that said that Colorado had raised so much in tax revenue from marijuana that they just didn't know how to spend money.
You might have heard that on this very show, because we did talk about that.
I haven't listened.
Right, well then. I don't know why I'm surprised that you haven't listened to the show. We've got 3 listeners!
Oh, we've got a request.
Okay, typewriter, tip, please.
Oh, that's Alison. Absolutely not Alison.
I think we've got to respect the listership.
No. Oh my
Saying
god.
don't respect the listenership.
No, it's like Indian music. And like seriously, this is not happening.
You're getting in trouble with
Stop
Mum
it.
again.
No. Oh my god.
Not the
it's
Indian music.
awful. You are
you
ruining
listening to
my
this,
morning.
Mrs. Rana?
Michael Bublé is like slowly dying by the minute. Stop
We're
it.
going for it.
No.
Shankar Jai Kishore.
Please
The
don't.
Darjeeling Limited is a really good film. What have you got against this idea?
Because I have listened to this from my childhood and like did not appreciate it then. Do not appreciate it now. It's just bringing back.
Well, we don't have any other
Let's
suggestions.
have a
You guys will regret
They can
this.
turn it off if necessary.
Okay, right, so we'll turn it on. Yeah, can you dim the mics?
टाइपराइटर टिप 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 करता है जिंदगी की हर कहानी लिखता है
टाइपराइटर टिप 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 करता है जिंदगी की हर कहानी लिखता है
टाइपराइटर टिप 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 करता है जिंदगी की हर कहानी लिखता है प्यार की अर्जी करना हो तो इससे प्यार बढ़ा लो इससे प्यार बढ़ा लो
Okay, so
That went on far too long.
we decided to call time on that. What fun! What fun that was. Okay, so
Alison, you're such a troublemaker.
Are we still talking about the marijuana?
we don't have to. We can. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Slowly.
I
We were
saw
able
something yesterday that is relevant, so I thought.
Go for it. Talk to us. About it.
That heavy drug users are 5 times more likely to develop mental illnesses, and I was just like, I think a lot of people just assume that like, no, like so many people are like, oh, it's not as bad as smoking, like it's so that makes it okay, it's all okay. It's like, no, it's still like, I think there's a reason that there's a debate about it. Like, I don't think it's a hands down drugs are okay thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but it's like with all of them, isn't it? It's just a case of moderation more than anything. It's like, I mean,
But
the
then
last
that's
3
quite
presidents
difficult
have
to
all
say.
smoked weed.
Yeah, but I mean, like, with taking drugs in moderation, that's like easier said than done. I mean, drugs are addictive. Like,
Yeah, sure. Like, I mean, you
depending
would.
on how your body reacts to it, like, some people will get addicted. Like, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, for sure. You're gonna get. I mean, whenever something's legalized, there's an increase in use.
Yeah.
But then it kind of normalizes, like it has in Amsterdam. Like most people in Amsterdam don't go out and get stoned. It's only the tourists. The same way in South America, they've got all the cocaine you could possibly want, and actual use of it by the population is almost non-existent. They pretty much don't.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you legitimize it in your society, like, yeah, there will be like an increase, but it will definitely plateau. And then you've also got the revenue that you generate from selling it legally can then be used as part of a treatment if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You could ring fence a certain amount of the tax revenue to go towards
so
treating people with a genuine problem.
No, that's true. So if it's legal, people stop thinking it's cool.
Yeah. Well,
They'll stop
people
being
still
cool.
drink alcohol and things like that thinking it's cool, and
I
smoke
guess
thinking
so,
it's
yeah,
cool.
that's true.
That's food for thought. So, well, we can talk about, we can end on Weird Al Yankovic so that you go into the world feeling happier for having listened to the show. But yeah, basically...
I think we should play another song because the other one was just not a song.
We'll play a song to end.
We'll play a song as well.
Yeah, go on.
Well, yeah, basically, Weird Al, a number of years ago, he says, was offered $5 million to become the face of a beer company. And he turned it down because he thought that because his fans were so young and impressionable that he ethically couldn't justify it, which I think is a nice...
Noble.
Yeah, it's very noble. For the record, I would have taken the $5 million.
You would take from Taliban, so have no more.
Anybody can get,
You head yourself to the leader of the Taliban.
Well, for a thought experiment, I said that I would play the role of. I also played the role of a someone dying of cancer that Hannah had refused.
You've just been roles. out of these role plays, Hannah came out as the bad guy.
As was fully my intention.
I do think it's more important to like be moral with what you spend it on rather than where you get it from, but then also that might be morally questionable. So.
That's interesting. I wonder if they ask these kind of questions in like philosophy seminars.
Maybe.
I often,
moral?
yeah.
Oh, they.
A Jan Matlock type question.
Yeah.
No one's going to understand that.
No one is. No one is. But yeah,
Don't get me started on Jan Matt.
But I often wonder what they do in
my
philosophy
God.
lessons.
This is like UCL stuff. My
Yeah,
God.
stop expressing your opinion.
Shit.
Because you have so many good things to say.
Exactly.
I have
Don't
mainly
get-
good
don't
things to
get-
say.
Don't get me started on all
Graduation
great things.
fees,
What?
Oh gosh.
graduation
Oh, yeah.
ceremony fees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
But then also I want to get a nice picture with like a hat on, so I don't really care.
That's true.
I think like it's expensive, but
Most expensive in the country.
Is it the most expensive in the country?
really.
Yeah.
We need. This is why we definitely need a button with jingles so that like when you say something like that, we can have just like alarms going off and then like outrage, like in a deep
And
voice. Outrage, outrage, and then like
That would
sirens.
be a
And...
really good way.
Well, we should pre-record these things. You know, like Sam was
The sound.
pre-recording.
Yeah.
We can go and pre-record some sound effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and the other one that we were going to do is like a noise for when a joke is really bad.
Yeah.
I remember like there's
What,
a
like one of our jokes?
yeah. Well, it
you
had to be.
said that you were going to do
Yeah.
like a sad noise one as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, shit things happen.
Yeah, more than.
This is the sound effect that people that like. Hang on. This is a sound effect that people use. Like whenever someone does a bad joke or something on this radio
We
show.
will definitely not adopt that.
I feel like if it was over here, I could just use it on Agile all the time. Boo!
We should also have one of like someone pretending to be your mum and saying
yeah.
like, "Careful what you say." Andy."
That's like a voice constantly in my head anyway. Okay. No.
Really, you filter your speech before you say it?
No. Are you kidding? I was just mean to Jan. I wasn't mean to Jan. I should stop talking about this. What was I gonna say? I don't like The Simpsons.
Yeah, well we know because they're yellow and annoying. It's your...
He's such an idiot. Who makes that noise?
Who makes that
I have nothing against actual people if they are yellow. But not many people are that yellow, okay? Like,
Not many.
show me somebody who is like canary yellow.
noise? How admirable, Andy, that you don't have anything against jaundice people.
So nice.
That's some serious moral high ground.
So what song are we going to play?
Are we still on air? It's like past 10.
Yeah, I know, but the other the people after us haven't come, so we could stay here
Stay here
indefinitely
forever.
until we exhaust all news.
Should we? Do you want to choose a happy song, guys, to end the show?
Happy song. I feel like Aggie is the one that chooses happy songs.
Ray Charles,
Oh,
he's happy.
yeah, Ray does play Ray Charles.
Are we actually?
Yeah, why not?
treat me wrong. Come and love you, daddy, all night long, all right now. Hey, hey, all right. See the girl with the diamond ring? She knows how to shake it.
We've changed our mind. We're gonna do like another 10 minutes of talking about stuff because the alternative for everyone is like the library. So.
And we love talking, and you guys love listening.
Yes, yes, and yeah.
And you can't even argue because we can't hear you.
Voice your concerns on the chat page.
And also to the person that asked whether I was being racist, no, I'm not being racist. And actually, I think you'll find, if it is one of my flatmates, that you guys were the... Wow. I think you'll find that I was not racist on your racial bias quiz, whereas you guys were. So I think
that was
That's only to like get personal.
Oh well, they got personal, so I'm gonna get personal right back.
You've got so many listeners, you can't target, you know.
Adji, I feel like you
would target one when it's like one person asking.
We're on 3 listeners now, but Adji, I feel like you were trying to be passive aggressive, but
what does that mean?
Just being aggressive.
I'm not. I don't care about holding back. Alex and Alison, like seriously, I am not racist.
Goodness me.
Anyway, let's change the subject.
We're moving on. We're going to talk about house prices and whether they're prohibitive, and is it time to buy a place abroad? Maybe, perchance. So, yeah, basically, I think the news is this month that just in sort of January, February, prices have gone up by 1% already, and it's just like where does it end? And it's because people are buying houses to then let them out. So these are people who already have a place to live. They buy another house and then just rent it out. Probably because I'd imagine it's because capital gains is like ridiculous. It's huge. So you lose 40% of what you make in a sale. 40% of your profit, goes to the government. So it's almost like, well, why would I sell it then when I can rent it out indefinitely to desperate people for staggering amounts of money?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's basically, especially in London, it's just becoming like a joke.
Well, the chances are that our generation won't own houses, but will rent for like the large part of our lives.
Yeah.
But then in lots of countries that is normal. That is normal.
Yeah.
Where we do have a focus on the importance of owning a house here, but it's not necessarily. I mean, because I think a lot of people would think that you're just throwing away your money by renting.
Yeah.
For years and years, but I don't know.
It's very cultural.
They were talking about trying to make Manchester more popular to like try and ease the demand in London.
I think it'll happen just naturally, like people will go to Manchester. Yeah, I mean, it's things like major businesses are going there, like BBC are setting up, is it called like the Media City or something in Salford? And then like other big companies will presumably move there as London just becomes ridiculous.
It's not a bad thing, I think.
No, it's not a bad thing at all.
Is too like London centric.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
Have you guys ever been to Manchester?
Yes.
I have not.
I've been through the train station.
Woo.
And the shopping centre actually.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Would you move there?
No.
Why?
Because I like London and all my family is down south, so if I was going to stay in the UK, I'd stay around here.
People are really nice in Manchester though. We're so friendly.
Would you move there?
I want to get out of England, so I feel
We're
like my opinion
not that
is
friendly.
Not friendly enough for me to move
not that great. If I moved anywhere in the north, I'd go to Manchester, but I'm never going back up north.
Well then, that's sort of none of us have moved to Manchester.
Sorry, Manchester, love you, but
Yeah. Well, so basically, the housing market is ridiculous. There's no construction, and people are buying up houses to rent them.
But soon we'll be printing houses.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
3D printing, and we could use it to build houses on the moon. Is that what you're
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
Moon and Mars.
Well, that's
and
already
Mars.
that's pretty
And
much
then
already
all
happening.
our problems will be solved.
So we're going to be moving to Mars
Conclusion.
within 10 years.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this on the way here. That will have moved to Mars.
Not everyone, but there will be people.
There'll be
living
people,
on Mars
yeah.
within
The
10 years.
elite.
Yeah.
And apparently,
100 people have been chosen.
It's probably less sunny on Mars, though, isn't it? It's like further
It's
away.
very, I'd say it's very different.
Mars
I'm
isn't
not
further
sure you'll be
away.
able to be exposed
Mars
to
is
the sun.
further
You'd
away
have
from
to-
the sun.
I swear Mars is closer, isn't it?
No.
No, Mars
Oh,
is-
okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
My very easy method.
Yeah, so I'm sure.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, it's further away. Yeah, but I just think it'd be cool. I think it'd be quite
I
cool.
think it's pretty cold there.
Really?
And you have to
That's
wear spacesuits all the time, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
So-
until they've terraformed it.
And
They've been talking
you'd
about
have to have a
last
black one.
Yeah.
I was like thinking about you in a spacesuit. I was like, what's wrong with this? I was like, oh, it's white. Change that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that'd be top priority,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? Sartorial choice.
A
whilst
spacesuit
on
that
Mars.
fits my wardrobe.
Yeah.
Well, I'd hope that the robots that we send there in advance to produce the atmosphere and plant seeds and begin the terraforming process would have done a good enough job that there'd be sufficient
Do you
oxygen
want to
there
be
to
one
breathe.
of the first people to go and live on Mars?
I wouldn't.
Part of me does.
Why?
Well, because I know there's very few. I've got a bit of a fancy about I like the idea of when people discovered. Can you imagine being the first person to arrive on a beach in the Caribbean?
You want the
and
glory.
you meet not the glory, but the
Essentially.
Discovering something
You want to
no one's ever
put.
discovered.
yeah, no, but being uncharted territory.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
I guess.
The idea that you turn up on a place
Yeah, no,
no
that
one's
is
ever
quite
been
cool.
there, and you're the first person to form.
I'm sure
opinions.
there's still islands in the world that you can go to. Just go on a boat, Miles.
No.
You'll find one. I believe in you.
Can you imagine just waving me off to sea? Who knows if we'll ever see him again? He's off to find an island where no one lives. What could go wrong? And so he's literally going into uncharted territory with no experience of sailing at all.
To be honest, Mars is probably a safer option for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably would be. Well, yeah,
You
especially
know
when.
what that is.
Yep.
What?
Robots would have been there before.
Yeah, Mars has a higher population of robots. Its population is entirely 100% robot, which is quite cool. I can't wait for
Mars has a higher robot population.
So, question:
Yeah.
if you could live abroad anywhere, where would you live? And it can only be one place.
Like forever.
Yeah.
I'm torn between North and South Sudan.
Different.
I'm just trying to think which tribal warlord would I prefer to live under.
You've been looking at on TripAdvisor, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
So,
In
Serious? Have you?
Yeah, because I was
in
like,
preparation for moving there, yes.
I was on the hunt for the worst possible TripAdvisor review, and I thought I know somewhere that is likely to have terrible reviews. Sudan. So
Were you proved right in that?
no,
No
they were
offense to
generally sort
Sudan,
of quite
by the
even-handed.
We are not
Yeah.
racist on
To
this
all our
show.
listeners in
Exactly,
Sudan.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why you're just like, yeah, they're gonna have terrible reviews.
Yeah.
And they weren't as bad as I hoped they would be. Like they were
proved
fairly.
wrong then.
Yeah.
That just shows that you should not stereotype.
Yeah.
Well, that's clearly opened your mind to the idea of
Living
actually
in
moving.
Yeah.
Can
I was going to say something that would reinforce a stereotype
Yeah.
because I saw my favourite TripAdvisor review that I've read is one where in Valencia there's a really nice zoo and it's really really cool and I went and loved it and it's basically all this beautifully landscaped what you'd call them enclosures I guess for animals where they sort of live in a habitat that's really similar to the one they would ordinarily live in and the monkeys live in trees and they sort of they jump around on over your head and stuff and so it's all you feel part of the environment as you walk through it but they can't get out and eat you or whatever. Anyway, so it's really amazing the way they've done it. And there's only one bad review and it was from this German guy being this museum is this zoo is terrible, all the animals have way too much space, they can just go and hide from me and I can't see them. I want them all in a cramped up close so I can see them.
Oh, poor animals.
Yeah, it's just like, I want them to have no quality of life so that I can, like, it's for my benefit. Just put them all in a big glass cylinder and just squish them in.
That's sad.
Yeah.
It's a really horrible image.
Was this person Spanish?
No, German. Which is why.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a stereotype reinforcing anecdote. But
I know some very nice Germans.
As do I. Disclaimer. Not racist disclaimer.
Should we really be like, pushing the boundaries?
Yeah,
Oh.
we are.
I'm scared the envelope's going to fall off the table the way we've been pushing it.
Hope our listeners have had a nice, enjoyable time listening.
Wait, but you haven't said where you want to live.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I want to hear Andy's answer.
Oh, God, yeah.
I
Set
thought
myself up for
you
that.
thought about it, whereas I haven't.
I can't choose just one place, so...
You're not restricted.
I
She
restricted
restricted
myself,
yeah.
actually.
If
One
we
thing.
remove the restriction,
Go on, list. Go on.
Madrid
Oh.
would be one. Maybe Leon. Have you seen that river? Did you?
No.
Did you visit?
I never visited Leon.
You guys missed out.
Yeah.
Those
Really
rivers
Paris.
were insane.
The quality of those ripples.
Yeah, it's pretty high quality riffle.
top 5 rivers, as said by Adia.
And then the Maldives as well.
Oh, the Maldives is really cool.
Can I just do a shout out to one of my listeners?
Yes.
It's Andrea, Miss Andrea.
Yeah,
Chu.
do we have 4 now?
We can see, can't we?
She expressed confusion as to how
No,
many
not
of us
3.
are in the studio. There are 4 of us.
No, there's...
And she also did not necessarily appreciate the river.
Her chat was, oh God, Adia and her rivers.
Sob.
What's wrong with appreciating rivers? Like, talk about not, like, judging and stereotyping. Like, if I'm gonna like rivers, I'm gonna like them.
I don't know. Yeah. No, but I don't know if that's anything to do with judging or stereotyping.
Yeah.
We've stereotyped you as the type of
Maybe
person
not
that likes rivers.
Not stereotyping, but judging.
We judge you as a person who likes rivers.
I heard judgment in
Yeah.
Andrea's text. I heard the tone. Yeah.
There's no
Do you know,
judgment
actually,
anyway.
Ashleen last year said that there's a whole book about how writers are obsessed with rivers and like writers liking rivers. And I was like, oh my
In
God,
fact,
I'm
one
gonna
of our
Yeah.
lecturers is currently studying the significance of
Really?
rivers.
And she's taken it out of the course
No
because it's too
way.
complicated. Rivers are too difficult to understand.
You
Yeah.
say that with absolutely like no hint of skepticism.
No,
That is genuinely
what they
what's
mean.
occurred.
She's trying to work out what they mean, and she wanted us to sort of see if we could contribute, but it's just too difficult. So
The profound nature of rivers sounds like
Serious.
something that...
And this is rivers in 17th
Yeah.
century France, just to
just
clarify.
I mean a lot. Yeah.
I think
Maybe
she
the rain
should...
was part of that.
She should consult with Chief
The rain is
Medicine
part of
Crow.
that.
Really? No way. Wait, which lecturer?
Is it Kibbet?
Oh, might give her a knock on the door.
I don't know if she specifically is talking about the Rhone, but it came
Yeah.
up, didn't it, in one
Yeah.
first reading. Anyway, this isn't very interesting, I feel.
I think we should just leave.
So we've got Madrid and Leon is where you would move,
And the Maldives.
and the Maldives.
Tsunami
Yeah.
hazard.
Yes, well, your story about the
Oh,
tsunami
yeah.
is insane. I was not expecting.
I don't want to go on for ages about it, but
Last
we'll do
year
it.
was died
in
in the tsunami.
It's a story for another show.
Yeah, another show we will go into.
Yeah.
But basically, he nearly died, but he obviously didn't because
Yeah, I'm right
he's
here.
here now, and we're really happy about that.
Or am I?
Or is he?
Plot twist. Also, we need to think of. I've been throwing out some like owl related sort of catchphrases. We're trying to build a brand.
Yeah.
We have to use hoot.
Well, when is Brian
Having
the
a
owl
hoot.
going to turn up?
Brian the
Because
owl.
I mean, I've been expecting for the last few weeks. And
Who
there's
is
some-
I'll-
Brian the Owl?
Who's Brian?
Who's Brian the owl?
Brian the Owl is an owl that we sometimes have on the show who he does stuff around London. He'll get up to things and he'll just come in occasionally and just tell us about his week.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great feature.
That sounds ridiculous.
What? No.
And also, why would you call it Brian?
Brian the Owl because it's just
Yeah, we
Why
don't know
not
it,
Brian?
He's just called Brian.
he's blame his parents.
I'm really confused. Is Brian the Owl a thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian the Owl's a thing.
Yeah.
Well, we'll probably have him in next week. He said that he's in Zurich at the minute on business, but He'll be back in the country.
Do you know what the cute owl name is? Oscar.
Oscar the Owl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice alliteration.
We'll put it to a vote.
Yeah, I'm sure Brian would be willing to change his name if our listeners wanted to.
Yeah, he's very amenable.
Oh, we should do that. Brian doesn't exist.
Yeah, he totally does.
He does.
I'm gonna Google it.
What about a talking anthropomorphical owl that does business in Zurich is unbelievable to you?
I think this is where we should end the show.
Well, we need to. So.
Should we have another song to? Like,
Yeah, let's think of another song. Well, we haven't finished Ray Charles'
Yeah, but I feel
song.
we can't just continue playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Let's play something else. I don't know though. Adia always has some
I've got a good suggestion.
Go on.
Do you want me to vacate
Yeah,
the...
I'm
Tell
gonna.
us what you're typing.
I'm Marvin Gaye.
Oh, yes.
Sunny, and then
Aww.
it's nice and cheerful for Adia.
Thank you.
Very
I
And
really
keeping
appreciate
with
that.
the weather. Yeah.
I hope it's still sunny now. Can you imagine if we get outside? It's like...
Yeah.
Sunny, yesterday my heart was filled with rain. Sunny, you smiled at me and really eased the pain. Oh, the dark days are done and the bright days are here. My sunny one shines so sincere, sunny one so true.